From the conference that claims that it just means more, it couldn't be any more apparent that these teams just want to accept a little less. The SEC are cowards, and they continue to duck and dodge and run away. What's cooking? Welcome back into another edition of Now We Can Talk Like Fans on ESPN Louisville Plus. My name is Justin Soforo, and of course I got you today with the latest news and things happening around the hemisphere, the SEC sphere, the ACC sphere, everything Cardinals, Cats, and of course in the Bluegrass. And we're going to talk a little bit about the latest developments of what appears to be another SEC team ducking the Louisville Cardinals. No, we're not talking no CL Brown. We're not talking about Kentucky this time, though it seems that it's still a possibility down the line that if UK could run from this game, they sure as heck will. But this time we focus on two other SEC teams. One mainly that comes as a little bit of a surprise, while the other a little bit less. We'll start with the less, and of course that is talking about the potential there for one Texas A&M team to pack up their bags and not play the Cardinals. We've talked about how the things would change when it comes to the 9-game SEC league, how Kentucky would try to dodge it, and now it looks like it's affecting the out-of-conference scheduling when it comes to some of these more looked forward to and bigger games for the Cardinals, and honestly for the Aggies of Texas A&M and potentially the Georgia Bulldogs. We look at it anyway, and I want to talk a little bit about how, yes, there are the schedules and how it pans out. You got 9 SEC teams that you have to play each and every year. One of the things we can go to is if you look over on, and I'll have to switch it over to the view of my screen, and if you look over here at the football schedules, FBSschedules.com, you can see some of the different teams that they will be playing in the 2028 season when Louisville should be taking on the Texas A&M Aggies at Kyle Field, a home game. You look through that schedule, they got Arkansas, which is a dumpster fire right now. If anybody thinks that Bobby Petrino is going to be a solution for that, it ain't gonna happen. As much as I actually have a soft spot for old school Bobby 1.0. Anyway, they've got Kentucky again, and then while they have LSU, Missouri, Tennessee, Alabama, and Oklahoma and Texas, those are some difficult games. But what I don't understand is why shy away from a good competition against a pretty legitimate opponent in the Cardinals. Everybody wants their gimme game. Everybody wants their cupcakes. And I can understand a little bit of Texas A&M running. Texas A&M hasn't been the preeminent program, even in their own state, let alone in the SEC. But at the same time, I had thought maybe they'd be a little bit up for a challenge. And additionally, you can look at, they have on their website, and they released it recently, the 3 annual SEC opponents they have to play every single year are LSU, Missouri, and Texas. So I do understand you don't really get a break with those 3 teams, even though Brian Kelly ain't got it all pitter-patter there at LSU. He doesn't have it all down as much as we think that he may or should have it. And Missouri looks resurgent. Texas continues to, they continue to stall out this season, but we'll see what happens in the end. Let's go ahead and move it on to the main topic, and I'll go ahead and throw this up on 93.9 The Ville. The Twitter account we put out, and this is a little inception with some content and with some stuff that was put out. I'm going to play this now. I'm going to hope that it picks up and that you get the audio from it. If not, we'll see, and I'll have to insert it later, but I'll go ahead and play the video from Jeff Brohm and what he had to say.
Well, I don't know if I'm supposed to say. We want to play Georgia. We've gathered some information, or maybe that's, I don't want to speak out of tune. I don't know if it's vice versa. Mm-hmm. So I'm hopeful that we can play the game, but I don't know where that's at right now. But as far as us, we have Georgia on the schedule the next 2 years and A&M the next 2 years. Yeah. look, I'm a football guy just like you guys are. I want to see good games, and if that means we have a super tough schedule, I'm all for it. And I want to compete, and I want our players and fans to be a part of great competition and play great opponents. So I would hope that we can do that, but we'll see.
Louisville played twice at Texas A&M, a really cool place to play. I know you played in one of the games,
yes,
but I don't think you played the second one,
no,
did you?
Just the first.
Right after.
Well, and there you have it. It looks more and more likely that Georgia seems like they may not want to play the Cardinals. And while I'd say who could blame them, as I give my props to Jeff Brohm and what Louisville's put together there, let's be honest, Louisville ain't a juggernaut just yet. It's still a team that you would imagine, a team that has won national championships, SEC championships, is one of the preeminent programs in the country. You would expect that they would be ready to take on the Cardinals and that you would see no trepidation there about rolling out the ball and getting it done against Louisville. But once again, another team, another coach maybe is afraid to take on any worthy opponent and worried about maybe a few dollars here or there, shekels here or there that they may not be able to get on their contract because of whatever bonus, whatever may have you. Let's go ahead and look at the schedule there for Georgia, and I'll go ahead and pull it up over here now. We got the 2026 schedule for next season. They will have Western Kentucky that they'll be playing. They'll play Louisville. Obviously, a lot of these dates and times are not set, so we won't know the full schedule until the end. But they'll play Florida to wrap up the month of October, and then of course they'll take on their vaunted foe Georgia Tech at the end of the year. And that is one of the things you got to give credit to Brent Key for really making Georgia Tech a team to be reckoned with, a team to respect. While he hasn't defeated Louisville in the last couple of seasons, he's definitely put together a solid group of talent there and shows that he is a rising star in the game of college football. And while I go through this schedule and I look at what could be and what there is, let's be honest. If they continue with Billy Naps over there in Florida, they ain't got to worry about a problem there. Yes, Alabama did beat them even under the struggling tutelage of their new coaching staff. They did take that loss. Arkansas, again, Bobby Petrino, he ain't gonna be the solution there, so I don't know what will be. I ain't worried about that game. Auburn, the same thing. Yeah, you've got Missouri, Oklahoma, and a respectable Vanderbilt. Ole Miss, the same one. You're either looking at Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss or you're looking at Florida more than likely next season. So he's going to be at one of those teams. And then South Carolina, ain't no problem for the Georgia Bulldogs, and which is why I wonder, what is the problem? Why are you afraid? Yes, you have your annual opponents of Auburn, Florida, and South Carolina, but that is more than manageable. More than manageable for a team like Georgia. So at this time, I just wonder, why are we scared of competition? Why are we scared to make this? This is also my biggest problem. Not just as a Louisville fan, because as Louisville fans, Louisville has made their bread and butter off being anytime, anywhere, any opponent. It doesn't matter. We will sack up. We are not afraid to take on anybody. We will get blasted if it need be. We witnessed what Alabama did to Louisville, obviously in that downward turmoil season that occurred in 2018. The end of the Bobby Petrino 2.0 era and everything that went along with that. But in no time frame in my lifetime and even before did Louisville ever shy away from taking on a top tier opponent. Just equally, Louisville basketball has never done that either. Look at the schedule for this upcoming season. Louisville will play you anywhere, anytime, any day. I'm sick of these programs that have no testicular fortitude, that have no will, that don't want to prove that they are the best on, game in, game out. I guess they look like you could ease your way into a top tier seed if you don't accidentally have a cough up, slip up against Louisville, or maybe you play Louisville too close and Louisville that kills your that kills the way you're perceived for the rest of the year. I don't know, but what I think it is, I think it's cowardly, and I think it's also just a detriment to the game of football. If you're going to tell me we could have the potential, especially as fans, you're looking at these seasons. If you're an SEC fan and you're a Georgia fan, you're going to tell me almost every single damn game of the year you're playing a top tier opponent. You're playing an SEC caliber opponent, or you're playing a Louisville, you're playing somebody like that who gets you up, gets you excited, and you're not having to watch crap bum state game in, game out in your non-conference just so Kirby Smart or Mark Stoops can fill up on cupcakes and make sure they get that extra $100,000 or whatever is guaranteed to them for making, that extra win, that extra 9, 10, whatever it is to get them to that total. That's just my personal opinion. I think it's cowardly. I think it's ridiculous. And I hope that something changes in the game that really incentivizes these teams to stick to their words, stick to their contracts, stick to their deals when it comes to playing in Louisville or playing any other team. And I hope that we don't have to continue to see Louisville have to fill their schedule out again at the last second with some bum team. From Indiana being scared, and I don't care. Yes, Indiana they look more than capable the last 2 seasons, but they still whined out and cried and filled their diaper to not have to play Louisville. Teams continue to do this. Georgia will do it. Texas A&M will do it. And then we'll try to pick up the pieces with Georgia. I'll say Georgia Tech, Georgia State. I don't know, whatever it is. That's what you end up with, which none of the teams here, none of the fans of the teams here want to watch those games. You can watch it in the stands. Nobody will be there. Really cheering them on. Anyway, let me know your thoughts and opinions. Is it SEC cowardice? Is Louisville is Louisville too respectable? Is Louisville not respectable enough? Let me know your opinions in the comment section down below. If you haven't already, smash the freaking like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. You can follow me at Justin Soforo. You can follow ESPN Louisville and 93.9 The Ville on Twitter and all of our other social media platforms. I'll see you guys next time. Cards, Cats, Bourbon, and Bluegrass.